My name is Mariella Montesinos. I'm a nutritionist, other than being a teacher and a school coordinator. I wrote a book, several books. I intend to use them on educating children and parents now on how to eat, but not only just how to eat, you have to eat your fruits and your veggies, but how to actually get all the tools that they need to understand how to eat correctly and why they need to do that. Everything that our body does and needs is for a reason. I consider myself like a children translator, giving them all this information that they start to receive in simple terms. I mostly do it with drawings. Children are like sponges, everything you give to them, they will absorb. And even like complex words or information, explain to the kid, they will understand, they will know where it comes from. As we grow older, our palate or our taste buds start to grow older with us. So maybe some tastes or some smells that we don't like when we're young, such as, cheese that smells like feet. Now that we're older, we're like, it's delicious, just exquisite. But then when we were kids, we were like, ew, yuck, no. That's something that also as parents, we have to understand that there are some things that our children are not going to be so open to about. So kids are very visual. Kids communicate at first instant with all their senses, with their nose, with their eyes, even with their hands. And even that touch, it's not only when they touch the food, if they're eating it with their hands, but also when it goes into their mouth. What texture does it have? Is it soft? Is it hard? When you presentate a dish to your kid, you have to make sure that it's appealing to them. There is a lot of tendency right now into making the sandwich like a Mickey Mouse or like a choo-choo train or stars, and they have little cookie cutters, and then they do that to the sandwiches. That's a great idea because kids will be like, oh, it looks amazing. We have 3 sorts of digestion, or 3 stages. And the first one is the cephalic one, in which your head sees the food and is like, oh, I'm seeing food, I'm gonna prepare myself to eat it. If a child looks at a plate that is not appealing or that doesn't say, I wanna eat that, that will not happen. And then the smell. Obviously, some plates smell better or stronger than others. Then the feeling, the touch. If they're eating them with their fingers, maybe, they can touch it, but especially when it's in their mouth. And then you have the hearing part. When you chew, you hear that. For example, when you eat an apple, you bite into it and you're expecting that, so all of our senses are involved. First, don't ever be like, well, I don't like it, but maybe you will like it, okay? Just let the child make their own opinion about food. Keep them open-minded and just ready to try it and be like, do you like it? How do you feel? Always ask them how they are feeling. How does it look? Does it look pretty? Does it look ugly? Help them get in touch with their senses so they will be more into the food they're eating. And when it's in their mouth, you can even eat with them and be like, it's crunchy, right? And they can be like, yeah, it's crunchy. Do you like the crunch? Yes, no, kind of have a conversation about the food you're eating. Also try to prepare the food with what your child likes so it's easier for them to like it. If your child likes things crunchy, well, maybe do it raw, talking about vegetables. If your child loves soups and loves pasta, well, maybe make a pasta out of it, Ask your child to help you prepare the food. Help maybe take them to the market and be like, okay, so when I'm picking out tomatoes, let's make sure that we have the biggest, roundest ones. Okay, let's see who can find the biggest one. Make it fun for them. If maybe your kid doesn't like broccoli with just steamed broccoli, maybe the next time try it with a little lemon and a little salt, try different preparations. Maybe put it next to veggies, maybe chop it up, maybe put it inside a soup. That's the first thing, but never in the same day. If one day it's steamed broccoli, then that day is just steamed broccoli, never on the same day, offer different options. If they don't want to eat, don't let them eat. Your kids are not going to die of hunger. But in the next meal that they are hungry, it's like, okay, well, you didn't eat your beans, so here are your beans again. And if they won't eat them again, well, I'm sorry. Done dinner. Here are your beans again. Until eventually they will eat their beans. So the next time that you offer them a dish, there's a very radical solution, okay? But the next time that you offer them beans or another new dish, it's like, okay, well, you know that that's what you have to eat. So if you don't eat it now, you'll eat it later. You know, there's no in between. This is what we're serving today. But then if, for example, he tried them and he say, you know, I do not like them, like the taste, the consistent in my mouth, I don't like the mom. Okay, then we'll try a different preparation. You know, it depends on the kind of picky eater that you have. You know, if it's a kid that doesn't like how it tastes, well, okay, you know, then you can move on to different preparations. But if it's because they just don't want to eat it because they don't feel like eating it, then yeah, you have to do it the kind of radical hard way and be like, okay, you know, honey, I love you. Like, I don't want you to, I don't want to do this, but you really need to eat. Beans are legumes and legumes have proteins. And you know how you love to play soccer? Okay, well then this is gonna help your muscles grow strong. And, you know, give them a bunch of ideas as to what is in that plate and why it's good for them. I see a lot of parents, you know, rewarding kids with candy or rewarding kids with other food. If you eat this, you can eat your ice cream. Food is our basic need. You know, food is meant to keep us alive and to keep us healthy and keep our body going. So when we start seeing thinking of food in a way that, you know, this is going to be my prize and this is going to be like my exercise or something I don't like, then you start to create these stereotypes of the same food, like in your mind. And when you do this with kids, it happens the same way. So maybe when you present a dish, be like, kids, guess what? You know, I know you guys didn't have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for lunch. So maybe after our food, after dinner, we can go get ice cream because you haven't eaten sugar today. And they'll be like, yeah, that's amazing, without it being a prize. You know, it's not if you eat your food, it's when you eat your food will go. If you want to introduce a new plate, a new vegetable, a new something to your children, make sure that it's in a nice environment. You know, make sure that you're not fighting, that they didn't have a bad day at school. Make sure to make a nice memory out of that. Maybe at a picnic, maybe at a party, maybe in their safe place, you know, in their safe heaven. So then they can relate to that happy moment with the new food and they'll be like, okay, yes, I like this.